Hello and welcome to another session on Inspo Vibes with SK. Let me take a moment to thank all of you for joining me live on Insta last Saturday. Oh, it was such a beautiful session. I loved interacting with all of you and sharing my journey on Inspo Vibes with SK over the last, I think, 7 odd months. So, thank you so much and looking forward to another interesting, exciting session very soon. So, what are we going to talk about today? Let me start with a story. Okay? Once there was this man, and he was sitting in the garden, and there was this on a leaf, there was this larva. Okay? And as he watched slowly, that cocoon burst open, and a tiny little butterfly was trying to struggle out of it. He watched for a while and then he lost his patience and he thought he's going to help the butterfly, and he gently, tore open the layers of the cocoon so that the butterfly could emerge. And which it did. The butterfly came out. But, the sad thing that happened? The butterfly just couldn't fly. It was just crawling about the garden, and it continued to crawl till its life cycle, but it never could fly. So, what went wrong? The guy was only doing a good deed by helping the butterfly and save it the struggle. But in the process, you know what? The butterfly needs to undergo that struggle, because that struggle of coming out of the cocoon is what gives strength to its wings. And so, when it is the right time, it comes out, its wings are ready, and only then it can fly. So, this guy's impatience and his desire to speed up the process, in fact, harmed the butterfly more than helped it. So, I think you must have got the hint. Yeah, so we are going to talk about this virtue called patience today. What is this patience, and how does one develop this patience? And it's not just a quality, it's termed as a virtue. So why is it so important? Now, before I get on to all these questions that we have in our minds, let me share another story. When I was in school, we were given a biology project wherein we had to sow a seed, and when it became a small sapling, we needed to bring it to school and show it to the teacher. Now, all of us went home, took some seed of some plant or the other, and planted it in one of the pots. However, there was this one boy who was very impatient. After 3 days of waiting eagerly for the sapling to come out of the seed, and it wouldn't, he got restless. He dug the mud, took out the seed, broke it open with a stone so that he could pull out the sapling out of it and speed up the process. Yes, like me, you also would laugh and say, "What a fool!" If all seeds we could break open and pull out the huge tree that was stored inside the seed, तो क्या बात थी, right? But कुदरत और nature भी तो कोई चीज़ है. It takes its own sweet time to transform that tiny little seed into a sapling and then into a big tree. It takes its own time, and we need to give it that time, which means we need to have the patience to allow the tree to come out of the seed. So, my friends, I would like to talk about this virtue called patience today. Okay, it's important because there are so many things in this universe, so many people, so many incidents, so many actions, so many things which are working at their own pace. They will reach their end destination when it is their time. Everything in this world doesn't work as per our desire, as per our speed, and as per our timelines. So, if we want the outcomes to be the way they are meant to be, we need to add that ingredient of patience in our own selves, right? So, there are three easy ways in which we can cultivate this habit of patience in us. First and foremost, and which is by far the most difficult, is to accept that there are factors, energies, powers which are beyond our control. For example, which is the force or the power that enables a huge tree to come out of the tiny seed? What is the power that enables the butterfly to come out of the cocoon and start to fly? So there are energies and powers, and there are factors that we cannot control. The sooner we accept that not everything is controllable by us, the easier it is to develop this habit of patience. So, in a nutshell, taking from my work, life is not an Excel sheet where you can put some formulae and some macros, and the moment you put in a few numbers, lo and behold, you get a whole spreadsheet full of beautiful graphs and pie charts and all kind of analytics. By just changing one number somewhere, you get a what if analysis of an entire spreadsheet. No, life is not so simple, and life is not in numbers and formulas like your Excel sheet. Personally, for me, the two biggest lessons that taught me this patience were my motherhood. It took me 9 whole months, 24 by 7 into 9 months, to realize that a baby cannot be born in a day. It takes whole 9 months for a baby to be ready to step out into this world. It was a big lesson in patience, right? There were so many times you used to get restless, irritated, you are so clumsy, there's so many things happening in your body, you want things to happen today and the baby to be out and almost like a full grown baby. It doesn't happen. That was one big lesson. And second, my lesson was when I did my doctorate. No matter how much I had clarity of thought and I had made a plan of what needs to be done as per what timeline, there were so many factors that were beyond my control. And in the end, it took almost 5 years to hear the word, Sukhwinder, we are happy to recommend you for the degree of doctorate of philosophy. And like, wow. And so many times in those 5 years, I almost gave up and I said, "Ab mujhse nahi hoga, bas ho gaya. I'm tired, I'm giving up." But then, no, something in me persisted. So these two taught me patience big time. So the first thing I learned is accept that there are things and factors and powers that are beyond your control. So, what is it that I can control is the efforts that I put in. But can I control the outcome? No. So, should I be focusing on the best efforts that I put in, or should I be focusing on the outcome? The answer is very clear. What is in your hands is the effort. So focus on your best efforts and then leave it. The outcome will be what it is to be. If your efforts are good and genuine, generally the outcome will be the way you desire. The second this thing lesson is that we need to accept that different people, different things, different activities in nature have their own speed and work as per their own timelines. Like this butterfly, It's not going to come out of the cocoon when I want it to. It will come out when it is ready. Sometimes, when you want a job really bad, you want it now because in your life it's time now for the job. However, there could be so many other factors at play. The company is not ready, their approvals are not in place, they are still looking for something else, they are not clear what they want, right? And so the job will come to you only when everybody has reached that same point as per their own different speeds. Okay, that's the second lesson. So everybody has their own speed and pace of reaching that common destination. Let's accept that. Then it becomes easier to work with people towards a common outcome. And the third, this thing is we need to learn to let go of this strong urge and desire. We have to control everything and the false belief that we can control all outcomes. No, we cannot control because not all factors in a situation are controllable. There are something and some factors which are beyond us, which are beyond our understanding or comprehension or our power. Therefore, this desire to always be in control makes us frustrated, makes us impatient, and that's what irritates us and gives us that sense of failure. So, if we learn to accept that we cannot control everything, life becomes so much easier. So, my friends, whenever you see this butterfly struggling to come out of the cocoon, resist the urge to help. You are not actually helping, you might end up harming. Whenever you feel frustrated that things are not happening as per your timelines or as per your desired outcome or end result, step back and think, yes, this is the time for a lesson in patience. If you will practice and accept these three things of accepting, respecting different people in their different speeds and timelines, and third, learning to let go of this overpowering and overwhelming desire to control everything, I think you are moving on the path of developing this virtue called patience. So with that, I come to the end of today's video. I hope it resonates somewhere with you and wishing you all the very best in your journey to be a more patient person, a more calm person. You take care. I'll see you next Wednesday with yet another story. This is SK signing off. Adios and bye bye.